Hi, body of Christ. It's Dee, and I'm here to share a short dream with you that I had a little while ago. And I wrote it down to remind myself to share it with you all. But, it's so short. It's not a lot of details. I'm going to do the best I can, okay? All right, so this dream was a daytime setting for sure. And this dream took place in an old neighborhood that I was pretty much raised in for a short while. I grew up in. And I know it happened on a main strip avenue where I grew up. The avenue was called Springfield Avenue. I knew this because, the street sign was clear to me in the dream. Okay, well, like I said, it's a daytime setting. I know that I'm literally on the corner from a place where I went to elementary school. Anyway, we heard a noise. Myself and people around me, we heard a noise coming from above. So we looked up towards the sky and we saw something coming down. And in my mind, I was perceiving it like, oh, a plane is about to crash, because you couldn't really tell the object from a distance, like what it was, but something was just coming down fiercely. And it was just like you heard all this noise. And then I said that as it got closer to us, I perceived that. I said, this is not a plane. This is totally not a plane. So once the thing hit the ground, and it hit the ground with much force, I saw that it was an owl, a large owl. I mean, I can't even describe. Like if you ever saw those old time movies when they had Godzilla and all these, those prehistoric type pterodactyls, or I don't know these things for sure, but like these huge things that walked around the earth or flew. It was something like that, because this owl was huge. I mean, Springfield Avenue is a large strip, but it took up a whole lot of the avenue, and it cracked the ground. I mean, as it landed, because it landed with such force, and this owl was huge. I mean, I can't do it justice in details, okay? I would have to be some type of math major to tell you, the measurements and everything. But okay, so this thing, when it fell, the look on his face, the scowl, it was so angry. Like you could tell. All I knew in the dream was I wasn't going to be on that corner. Because like the earth literally, shook under us, and I wasn't going to be on the corner when that thing got upright. Because I didn't know if it wanted to take revenge, because it was the face, it was rough. Okay, but this was an owl with feathers. It was gray in color. It was just huge. It was huge. That's all I could tell you. And by this time, I don't know if I felt fear, but I knew to go. I started running towards an apartment building. So it was like an apartment building where like many floors, like it had like levels, like a penthouse levels. And so I went to press for the elevator so I could go up. I said, I don't want to even be here. People were scattering about too, because this thing was crazy. So, but all I know is that in my mind, I was perceiving this thing. First we thought it was an airplane about to crash, but no, this was an owl. So in my mind, I perceived this was Molech being thrown down from the second heaven. He was being cast down by the hand of God. That's the perception I got in my mind in the dream itself. And after I woke up from that dream, I did some research. I looked up some pictures and stuff to see what I could find. I looked up things like even Big Bird, because I'm like, this thing was so perplexing to me. So I mean, I tried to find pictures to show this image, and the only thing I can get was that Bohemian Grove picture of that owl that I don't know, some people worship or whatever. And I looked up scriptures as well about people sacrificing their children to Molech. So the fact that it was cast down from the second heaven, or thrown down by the hand of God, that's what I got as a perception from the dream. If you're hearing this dream and you have an interpretation, you are free to leave it in the comment section if you want to, if you feel led to. The only thing I could perceive too is that, we know about principalities in the second heaven, and we know about the abortion of statistics and the numbers here in the U.S. and how they keep escalating. We know about how the current president was speaking against certain things like Planned Parenthood, but that didn't turn out that he was actually going to fund it. So these things have not changed. The abortion, these are sacrifices. You're sacrificing your unborn children in your womb to Molech. God is done. God is done with these false gods, these principalities, and he's casting them down. And Molech is just one of them. I'm saying when I say it was huge, then if I had to count the number of babies that it devoured from being in that second heaven, I wouldn't be able to count it, because that thing was huge beyond belief. Okay, if that's any indication of how many sacrifices are done to unborn children here in this country alone. So anyway, I wanted to share that dream with you. Not very much details, just that it was a daytime setting. I would say it was a late afternoon time, even when it was still light out. I just knew in the dream it had to be after 2 or 3 in the afternoon. Not that matters, but this thing was wroth, okay? Cast down from the second heaven by the hand of God, Molech himself. So, okay, I hope this dream has blessed someone, and I'm sorry I didn't have more details, but like I said, you are welcome to share if you do have something to offer to what I've just said. Okay? All right, body of Christ. Thank you for listening. Bless you and shalom. We'll talk soon.